Hello and welcome to our new video series, Blooming Botanicals answering all sorts of questions about CBD. I'm Sarah Birdie. I am one of the co-founders of Blooming Botanicals, and I'm going to go ahead and start with just the main questions that we get asked all the time. There's a lot of questions about CBD out there, but if you have any questions of your own you want us to cover, go ahead and put your question in the comments below, and we'll be sure to add it to our next video series. So the main question we get is, does CBD actually work, and how does CBD work? It seems like CBD now is talked about as covering so many different ailments, helping people with so many different things that it seems just like a little bit sketchy. I get you. I felt the same. And so I started researching CBD, and I started looking into how does it work in the body? Why does it help a vast variety of things? And it's just like, is it snake oil? I'll be the first to ask that question too. Okay, so I went studying. I went and I talked to doctors, scientists, all sorts of people that were studying this. And unfortunately, there's not tons of studies out there, but what they are finding is pretty remarkable stuff. So how CBD works in the body, and the reason it does seem to help so many different ailments. So to start off, we all have an endocannabinoid system. So inside of our body, just like we have a circulatory system, a reproductive system, all these different systems, each human being also has an endocannabinoid system. Likewise with pets, all animals on the planet have an endocannabinoid system as well. So this is just naturally occurring in the body. And the cool thing about CBD, or this endocannabinoid system, is it's connected to every other system of the body as well. So they really do work together, and that's how it is so amazing. So what I've studied a lot of health. I've studied a lot of food and how we're going to help ourselves get to the maximum wellness. But I've also studied a lot of anxiety and pain and trauma and things like that. And what I've learned is that when you have any of those negative emotions in the body, any anxiety, you walk outside and someone honks at you, and that's, a little bit triggering, or someone yells at you, or you get in an accident, any of these things that could be perceived as negative, what happens is the body releases two enzymes, FAAH and MAGL, we will sum them up as. And what these two enzymes do is they go into the body and they plug up the receptor sites of the endocannabinoid system. So the endocannabinoid system works in a two-phase system. So at first it's got these receptor sites, but they're all plugged up. So they're plugged up with these two enzymes. And when they're plugged up, they can't really, they kind of gunk them up and they shut them down. So they slow down the system. This system that we already said is connected to all the other systems of the body is currently plugged up and shut down. And I don't know anyone who doesn't have stress or pain or anxiety or had something negative happen in their life. That's kind of inevitable in this day and age. Even walking down the street, you breathe in toxins, right? So it's not like we're making bad decisions. It's just naturally occurring that these enzymes are going to be released in the body, and they're going to plug up the endocannabinoid system. So the first phase of the endocannabinoid system, what happens, CBD goes in there and it essentially clears out those enzymes. So it eats them, if you will, and passes them through the body. It gets rid of them. So it's opening up the receptor sites. So phase one is a cleanup. And you can't look at someone and know how many of these enzymes they have built up in their body. And that's one of the reasons that we don't know how long it will take from person to person to have CBD start to work, because some people may have a few enzymes they have to clear up and it can happen fairly quickly, or some people may have a huge amount of these enzymes built up, and that is based on a lot of different things. So if you have a lot of them, the CBD needs time to go in and clear out, and start working. So that's phase one. Once we get it cleared, once these receptor sites are open, the CBD can actually go in there. And what I like to say is that they go in there and they get taken into the receptor sites. And what happens then is it fires up the system. So the system is fired up. And when we're fired up in the endocannabinoid system, remember, it's attached to every other system. So it works as kind of a messenger. And I love this about CBD and how this was explained to me, because this allows the body to work again as it's supposed to. And then I've studied health for so long, and it's all about getting the body back to homeostasis, right? But that seems like such a far-fetched thing. And that's a beautiful thing about CBD helping with kind of an overall or overarching health, is that it fires up all these systems. So if you're having issues with your reproductive system, firing up the endocannabinoid system is going to help the messaging and help the communication with that system, along with your circulatory system, your nervous system. I mean, anxiety, stress, pain, all of these things like really take a toll on our nervous system. So if we can fire up the endocannabinoid system, it's going to fire up all these other systems too, and the body's going to start working properly. So that's a little way to sum up how the endocannabinoid system works, how we have it. Again, a lot of people come to us for help with their animals, with their pets. We have all sorts of pets, dogs and cats, of course, but we even have birds and horses and, a lot of different types of clients coming to us because everyone has this endocannabinoid system. And unless you're living the most perfect life and you've never had stress, you will have this buildup of these enzymes. You will have this kind of working against you. So remember, it's a two-phase system. Phase 1 is clear out the enzymes. Phase 2 is fire up the system and then allow it to communicate with the rest of the systems. Beyond that, if, we suggest taking CBD every day. And the reason for that is you may still get honked at on the street. You may, stub your toe or get in an accident or something might happen. So this allows you to keep those enzymes cleared out. So if they're cleared out, that means when you take CBD, if the receptor sites are open, it can immediately work. So you don't have to kind of wait that 3-4 weeks sometimes people experience before they're getting the relief they're looking for. So if you have any other questions about how the endocannabinoid system works, how this works, any questions about these specific enzymes, just pop them in the question box below and we will definitely get to it. Thank you.